I've got live in the studio Teemo and Kenny. How you doing, gentlemen? Welcome. Like I was saying, today it looks like we all went through a shade of the. Yeah. We all did it.
Oh, that's true.
It's called great minds.
The four of us.
Minus Trip.
Yeah. Minus Trip. He didn't get the memo.
You didn't get the memo, right?
I didn't.
that guy. Coach John Trip. He cooks well. He cooked jollof live on air. Ran us through the module, and I don't know whether it was jollof with a J-U, jollof, or
that would be himself.
Me, never.
He was the one.
Michael.
Salt Bay.
Guys. Guys. It's a serious conversation.
Sprinkles jollof or salt on your jollof when it's cooked.
Charlie, Team Afrofuture. Welcome. Yeah. How we been?
All is well, my brother. It's good to be here.
Yeah.
It's a really nice studio. I always see you guys online and stuff. This is a really nice studio.
Thank you. Yeah. Please, add on. We'd like to do some other changes. Please. Do some investments in. Yeah. So, but I mean, it's been a minute. I know we're going to be discussing sports and youth and Africa, but it's only right that since you are here, we just touch base on if there are plans, Afrofuturistic plans, and how the journey has been on that as well, all through till this very moment. Maybe I'll kick.
No, that's why I brought Kenny.
So he faces that, right?
Yeah.
How have you been? How has it been so far?
I mean, so far it's so good. We want to thank everybody who's been helping us. We started in Ghana. We're still going to be in Ghana no matter what. So, thank you too. Before we was on a different platform, we used to host interview us and everything like that as well too. So, really appreciate that. The festival is happening again this year. December
it will happen.
Oh yes, definitely. December 20th, 29th. But we've been doing different activations for the past 4 months in different countries. We actually have Zanzibar, Tanzania next week.
Wait, hold up.
As well.
Nice.
So many girls want to go to Zanzibar, Tanzania. So many females want to go there. I don't know whether it's a particular.
They should pull up.
Why did you choose Zanzibar?
Oh no, because we have another brand that we started called Culture Beach Jam. We started last December at Polo Beach, and then we did Easter and Tails Beach, and then we have Zanzibar.
How is the vibe like there? Like, are they receptive to it as we see it? Considering how Ghanaians are ravers.
Oh no, definitely. I think it's interesting because when you tell anybody you're from Ghana, when you're from another country, when you go to another African country, they're so excited. They're like, oh wow, Ghana, oh yeah, dirty December and all that stuff. So when they just keep talking, and you just listen. It's, oh, do you know it's like a festival that happens in December? I'm like, oh yeah, I know the festival. Yes. Yeah.
And when, like, is it easy to plug events in such countries? One, considering like from economic conditions to how people are in attending events. Do we get the same vibe? I haven't toured many African countries, so I can't speak to it, or gone for events in other African countries. But of course, in Europe, you know that it's always a vibe, and people always want to party and chill and jam and get drunk and booze and all of that. But what is it like in other African countries?
It's not easy, but the reason why if it's not easy for individuals, because what we usually do, we go to the country several times before we do anything, and we work with data like the analytics and whatnot. So we go there to do a recce and things like that, find local partners, because you can go to another person's country, another person's city or territory, impose what you're doing in your country there. So like we go there and we speak to other people and who want to work with us before we actually even make any announcements.
People say that Africa isn't as united as it seems to be.
It is.
So it
is in the creative industry, I think so, because like if you go, because the thing is, again, if you go to anyone's country and you try and rush and trying to do everything yourself, it's not going to work. So you have to go there quietly. Then you speak to other people in the same industry and movers and shakers and things like that, because you can't just say, oh, you go there, or let's say like with Zanzibar, we just go and we make an announcement. No, we was there last year. Then earlier this year, our team members are there now as we speak, so that make sure everything goes well. But you can't just sit in Ghana and say, I'm picking this country, I'm going to go take over.
Have you done anything in Zanzibar yet?
No, this will be our first time. So we're doing a 3-day weekend.
What's going to happen there?
Nice.
3-day weekend,
But beyond the analytics that you mentioned, what's informed that decision to even start going outside of Ghana with all of these entertainment activations?
Yeah, because we are people who are very jealous. We like to keep it within.
Because we want people, at the end of the day, the goal is to you go to the other countries, give them a small taste. They say, "Come to Ghana." You feel the
Because
whole thing.
we don't get
Right,
Zanzibarians. You're just teasing here. We don't get Zanzibarians throwing activities here, like maybe there's somebody from Tanzania pulled off an activity here in Ghana. We hardly hear that, unless maybe Nigeria. Yes, fine, Smeda and Co have pushed some crazy stuff off, but we don't hear such. So back to her question, that what really pushes you to want to activate in other countries, other territories?
Besides the data, like when we visit a country, like even if somebody reaches out to us, you guys should do something in our country, we're like, okay, then we'll go there. Okay. So it's not like because they just tell us online or anything like that, or just reach out. So we go there and we check it out and see if it makes sense, if it's going to fit the company's model, if it's going to fit what we want to do, or it's going to fit their countries as well too. Because one thing we always do, we take Ghanaian artists, DJs, or anything everywhere we go, so that they can also implement our culture there. And then we also will hire and work with people in the individual countries so that we can learn from them and then do like a culture exchange, and maybe we bring them here in Ghana too as well.
Still staying on you. Africa is divided into language lines, Francophone and Anglophone. Do you flip into the Francophone space?
Yes.
And okay.
So the past 3 years, this is the only year in the past 3 years we haven't done our Ivory Coast. So we usually have an activation in Ivory Coast with our partners there last Sunday. So
Kojo, you want to go to Ivory Coast? You heard Mapuka. Okay. And how has that been? Like,
it's been very, very well. Like, it's very different. Like how, because Asini is in Ghana, Western region. It's half Asini and Ivory Coast. And it's interesting, just when you cross the border, even there was like Akwaba and things like that. And there's a lot of Ghanaians that actually live there, that's working on the border as well too. So when we have an activations or events there too, like they also come as well. But it's interesting there, like how you see Ghana, we're more of a bottle culture. There they drink beer, everybody has fun. That's even if it's raining, people are jamming. But Ghana, if it's raining, everybody's hiding. So it's it's just a different thing.
One drop of water,
everybody's scatter.
It's supposed to be a national holiday.
No, but that's kind of changing though.
Yeah.
Like the bottle culture, it is.
Yeah.
Like
gradually.
Yeah.
What do you say changing, positive or negative? Like people are getting into it or out of it?
I mean, it depends. People are getting like out of it. People aren't spending money like they used to anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting.
I mean, you know us already.
No, because I was thinking that is on the rise. Also because now there are a lot of day parties. There are parties that will go from night into the morning, literally past maybe 10 a.m. right? So I was thinking that it's rather increased.
No, like so the younger generation, the Gen Zs, for example, they like experiences. So like you said, right, rather than maybe spending money on bottles in the club, they'd rather put the money together and then go for a weekend in Zanzibar, go to Akusumbo, go to. Now it's like experiences are like the new luxury. You feel me? Like you can't fake that one. You can buy a bottle of champagne, I can come sip, take snaps, whatever. But if I'm traveling, you can't fake traveling. Like you have to be there yourself. You have to do the experiences yourself. Okay. So it's like a form of new luxury right now.
Based on what you just said, what are who is your core target with the experiences you create?
It all depends. It all depends on the property, because we have different properties.
Okay.
So we have Afrofuture, the festival. We have Amapiano Brunch, Soul Food Sunday, Sunset Beach, Culture Beach Jam. So it depends on all the different properties that we have and different targets. But the festival itself is the grand one that we target all ages from 3 years old and up. 3 years to 75.
You've taken Afrofuture around, haven't you? Or not yet?
Yes, we're going on a little tour.
Okay, with it. Looking. Now make sure you keep it here, please.
No, definitely. Home is home. December 20th, 29th. Rock Sports Stadium, we back.
But you've done an amazing job with your catalog of artists, the lineup of artists that you pull in, and sometimes it brings about that question like, you've dared yourself so much that you better be bringing Beyonce.
Beyonce's not in the budget.
on your next because I mean you've clearly given us what it's worth to spend in attending, and I can imagine it hasn't been easy. I was driving past, it will surprise you that I've never been to any of the Afrofuture events, but I've been outside all the Afrofuture events. I've been outside all of them.
This is not valid though.
I've been outside and I've appreciated what you do to get people to come. Because in the last one that I saw at the Elwak Sports Stadium, for example, when I watched the security, I watched how you had, in terms of how people get in, the access and all those things. I was like, this is a lot of work that's gone in there.
Yeah, I mean, like, because we want to make it a standard or whatnot, because we want people to come here, they feel safe, and then, because me originally, I lived in America, so like a lot of people, when you first talk about Africa, it's the jungle. But now they don't see that when they come to, oh wow, actually even better here. So that's the experience we want to make sure like people have, and also being safe and whatnot. So
there's a conversation that happened sometime in December and even into January, right, where people said that, or some owners of eateries and stuff kept complaining about their money's being taken back, because some people will come and spend, and then when they go out, they will report that.
But that has happened. That's why even when I saw that, I think it was DJ Menson that tweeted that, right? And when I saw that, I'm like, I'm surprised it's happening to people now. That happened to us back then, 2019. 2019, $200 and something thousand. We lost it. Yeah. People, they bought the ticket, they came, they enjoyed, they bought drinks, everything. They went back to England, and especially in America, chargebacks. Yeah, chargebacks.
How did you bounce back from?
No, because that's
a lot of money.
We didn't. We had to pay the money back. Yeah, we had to pay the money back, and even some of the payment processes, they blocked us off for it. So then it was making it seem like it was our fault, but literally the people came. Some of the people, we even had pictures. We even sent the pictures still. We didn't want the kids. That's the thing. That's why I think also in the long run, like maybe within Africa, we have our own payment systems or whatnot, so that if things like that, because they don't respect us from outside, because it was like whatever the person said, the customer's always right at the end of the day. So when they come, they spend, they enjoy life, go back. Oh, it wasn't me.
That's a lot of money. So how did you now make sure that for subsequent ones as well, you were not losing?
Oh no, so you verify your ID. So when you on our platforms now, when you purchase a ticket, you have to like scan the ID and everything like that. And also if it's like a big purchase, what we do is we'll cover the number. I mean, it's a free tip that everybody should use. We'll cover their phone numbers, let them take an ID like this, take a picture of them as well too. So now if you say it's not you, so if it's not you, now we have the evidence. Because let's say if somebody spend $100, $200 city equivalent, but if they spend, let's say, 30,000 or something like that, that's like a bigger purchase. So then like maybe let them cover their finger, because at least if you cover their fingers, not their fingers, their numbers on the card, take a picture of them, even, or scan their ID and whatnot, take a picture of that as well too. So if the person goes back and says a chargeback, and be like, hey, my friend, you sitting right here with me.
But what has been the response to using that resort?
No chargebacks. That's why, like, when I saw the tweet, I'm like, oh man, I wish they would have told us that before, or we could have told others about that. So zero.
But was there like a pushback, from the participants? Like,
no,
there was no pushback.
No, because we let the people know in advance, like especially when you purchase online, like the terms and conditions, everything was there. So before, we started everything from scratch, so we didn't know. And that time too, we was doing the ticket and everything ourselves. So like it was just myself and Abdul was like literally processing everybody's ticket one by one. So now that we have like a whole team, like we have Tara, Khadijah, Arama, a whole team that everybody's doing their part. Tosin, we're all doing our different parts in different departments, so it makes everything a little easier. So now zero. Zero.
Okay. That's good. Now that you've been able to cut that part out and make sure that you don't lose any more money, I want to take us back to the experience. So Afrofuture has actually been like an exciting experience. Everyone talks about it, right? But going forward, I want to find out, what is it that you look forward to giving the people every other year? Like
water.
No. What is it that you look forward to giving the people in terms of experience, and then how are you able to kind of put that together so it's not like the last one?
Exactly. So we always, even though we're now speaking about the festival, we started planning in January. So we wanted to make sure, like you said, because you can't come to the same thing for 8 years and every day you see the same thing. So we always try to change the whole thing. So like this year's theme is the African Dream.
Okay.
So with the African Dream, now it's going to connect all 54 African countries.
Bro, then that's the question I want to
stay
ask. I mean,
tuned.
we've always heard about the American dream, but what do you think, in your own words, is the
The African dream? I think for all of us to be united, to be honest, because we separated by language and borders and whatnot.
Yeah.
But if we all can come on the same page, it will take some time. Maybe our generation or maybe the Gen Z generation is one who's going to fix it. But we all come together as the same agenda, not like backbiting. So like we all sit down in the room like this, we have an agenda or we have a plan, what we're going to do, and then one person will just divert and do something else. So if we all stay focused, stay together, I think we could just start by region. So maybe West Africa is doing their own thing, Southern Africa is doing their own thing, Central Africa is doing their own thing.
Just because you are here and we would just want to exhaust all this Afrofuture and then we move to what the future is with regards to the convo we're going to be having. How was it like internally when you had to move from Afro Chella to Future? And I'm asking internal because external we all know is that they switched. But internal conversations, branding, marketing, risks, value that has been created on the brand and all those things. How were the convos like, amongst you guys and eventually land on Future?
I mean, it wasn't that hard because that year I think the theme was Afrofuture.
Oh,
yeah, sure.
See, more like in your face.
Yeah. We can't talk too much about that, but I think everything happens for a reason, to be honest. Because and you always, I think one thing that we have a solid team, and we all take suggestions from each other. Nobody's the boss. So everybody's a boss in their own way because everybody's doing the festival and working with the company as a part-time. Everybody's doing their own thing as well too. So like when things like that come or a struggle or problem, we all put on the platform and everybody bring their ideas. What can we do and moving forward and whatnot.
I like that. That's actually very impressive and creative. I like that. Afrofuture. Then it moved smoothly, and I think the world or Ghanaians across have embraced it. And literally, people have even forgotten that there was something called an Afrochella. Yeah. Everybody loves Afrofuture, and then we are moving on with it.
If you realize now, when everything happened, if you realize that year 2022. On the stage and entrance, but people didn't realize it. It said Afrofuture. So when at the end of the night, when we said Afrofuture, we already got everybody in their head already. At the entrances and everywhere.
You work people's minds.
And it rolls well on the tongue.
Yeah, Afrofuture. I mean, you can't bow with that. So
can you bow with Afrochella?
You can, maybe if you slap.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So there's a new direction, or dare I call it new, where there's sports, there's youth. I want us to warm us up into it on this project that you've undertaken. I don't know now. I can have Teemo speak on that.
So I mean, basically, I have Culture Management Group, right? So that's CMG. That's the name of the company, or like the mother company. Like the name suggests, it's culture.
Yeah.
So what do you have there? There's music, there's food, there's sports. These are, things that you can identify with. So sometimes people think, we are doing something different, but really we are not. It's just been there, and it's only just growth. And then we just taking it one step further, from where we already was.
So what are your new pillars now? Sports?
I mean, currently, yes, we are doing that. I don't know if you guys heard, but shouts to Abdul. He was on a panel yesterday and was talking with Devino and a few other people. He mentioned that right now we are doing basketball. Who knows? Maybe by December we'll be doing
basketball and Africa? Basketball is very synonymous to the US, and agreed, granted, it's their one of their home sports. It is an adopted sport here, but why do you choose that? What are the learnings? What did you see? Because this whole b-ball thing is there. It's like a very subtle volcano waiting to erupt, but people tap on it, likely, and we see it just fizzles away.
There's a lot of basketball players in Ghana.
There are lots of them, but how many? They are good. But how we don't popularize the sport that much,
as much as football,
as football, which is our, and that's why I dare ask you, why basketball?
Why not basketball?
Why not basketball? Personally,
why not football?
I don't watch football. I don't watch soccer.
I
don't play soccer. I play basketball. I've played since childhood. I've played junior high school. I played in my senior high school. Uni level 100 I played. I only stopped because of my course, really. So I've always loved basketball. I'm actually what was it called? I'm actually a champion, Sprite Ball champion.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So
I played Sprite Ball, but
I never got to
be a champion.
No, but Sprite Ball champion is a champion.
Sprite Ball, J.
Your Sprite is Y or I.
So shouts to people like Yao Sechi, Coach Isaac, Pharaoh Me. All these guys have been championing basketball for a very long time.
You guys, so you were talking about a league that happened recently, or there was a international game,
the Basketball Africa League.
Yeah.
The BL. So that's basically like the NBA in Africa. Like, it's mind blowing if you witness everything that's happening over there, like the level of production, professionalism, even the players, like the game, the fashion, like the culture all around. Shots like my favorite city, Dakar, like
Dakar.
Yeah. Like the fashion there is crazy.
Wow.
Absolutely crazy. It's like it's different. I'm telling you. It's different. Whatever you see on like the NBA level, that's exactly what we are seeing here at the BL. Yeah, people coming out, flying out from different countries, Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, Kenya, South Sudan.
Okay, so the BL,
like
it happened here in Ghana, right?
So we had a celebrity game here in Ghana last December.
Yeah.
But the league itself, it was originally started in Senegal. So they have it in Rwanda, South Africa, Morocco, Egypt, and then Senegal. Yeah. So this year, the four countries this year was, we started in Morocco, then we went to Senegal, then Rwanda, and then the finals was in South Africa.
Because we are talking sports and lifestyle, right? I remember maybe 2 years ago, Abdul collaborated with Nike on Little Accra, right? I received one as a gift. It's really nice.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I have one.
Oh, nice.
I have one.
Actually, corruption is...
I actually agree.
Listen, I even received it as a gift from a female friend of mine.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she works in sports in America.
Right.
Okay.
So
Unboxing, what was in there? Why are you clarifying a female friend?
Because you said corruption exists.
Why,
I just want to make it clear that it wasn't from a man. It was
men corrupt.
I didn't say that.
But you are suggesting.
I'm just specifying, right? But lifestyle and sports, and I think that the Little Accra, it stood out, out of all of some of the air forces, it stands out a lot. Are you looking at going into, sports or maybe athleisure outfits as well? Because now that has become a thing.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Okay.
I mean, but in light of that, I think from everything you've said so far, I noticed that a lot of thought goes into what you do before you do it. A lot of research, talking about going to other countries to have stakeholder engagements with the people there, so that you don't go and impose what you have. You do a lot of research amongst other things. I want to find out how you're able to. And Teemo also mentioned the fact that these things are already there; they already exist. It's not like you're creating them, but then you bring a certain experience, you bring a certain life to it. How are you able to identify the things that you want to tap into and able to say curate it in a way that appeals to the audience that you cater to?
I mean, that makes sense, because I remember last December towards early January when the BAL said they were going to Morocco. As soon as they said they're going to Morocco, I was in America and I went to Morocco myself. So I went to Rabat, and then I was there for 4 days, like, to understand the culture, just a little briefly. And everybody was like, "We like Amapiano. We like Amapiano." I was like, all right, cool. So we have a brand called Amapiano Brunch. So then we ended up doing Amapiano Brunch there in Morocco. So you have to go on the ground no matter what, because you can't just say, "Oh, you're here, it's working here, so it's going to work here." It might work in the second country, but it might take a little time. But instead of wasting the time and the resources, speak to people. Ask for their opinions and what they need to know and things that they like.
I was actually really shocked. That Amapiano thing.
Yeah, in Morocco.
They were singing the song like word for word, and I was like, "Yo, shit!" Like, I didn't know like it slapped like that here.
Wow.
When you get these experiences outside, and I'm glad you are very heavily focused in Africa. What do you think we are missing? You see, because until they say travel and see, but what do you think we are missing in terms of opportunities and things that we can do back here to just make our craft a bit more attractive? We are doing the most, but I'm sure there are other things that we are probably missing out based on all these experiences that you see in other countries. Not to say those countries are doing it better than us, but of course, it's an add-on.
I think we need to be. Personally, I feel like we need to be more collaborative.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how I see it.
But how do we do that? Because
so we all need to see the bigger picture, right?
Good.
And not what's in it for me now.
Yeah.
So
longevity.
You know, like this morning, I sent someone a song, right?
Okay.
Amrado's song with Black Sheriff. And I like that song really well, right? So it's like, it talks about patience. It talks about waiting for your time. And that's the thing, that nothing is built like overnight. So sometimes what the internet has done, or what the internet is doing right now, is deceiving people to make them feel like they can have it now. But people don't really show you like their process and then what they go through. Like other nations, you have like so many backdoor conversations before you see what you're seeing online. If we don't do the work, we are not going to get there. And the truth is, the other thing too is, toes will be stepped on. Again, let me quote Black Sheriff. He said, like, he'll step on toes. Apologies, because he's going to step on toes. And once you do that, like, be humble enough to say, yo, my brother, like, I didn't mean to, let's get over this and then let's continue moving forward. If we can get to that point, I think we can do, like, real crazy things.
Kenny, what have been some of these toes that you feel, I mean, not like moments that you've had to take real tough decisions to still get the brand moving?
There's so many of them, I think.
Because some of these learnings teach us a lot, because like I said, we just, like you say, we just sit back and then we watch and we think that, ooh, wow, they just went to Elwak and called them and then boom, and they got the place and it's done. It's just got some money from here and then boom, and that's it. But some of these learnings make us appreciate these things a bit more.
I know it definitely does, because like even some of the toes that we stepped on, I think with us, to be fair, is because I don't think we've stepped on so many toes.
They stepped on yours instead.
Exactly. But I think it's okay, because like if we have done something and from the outside somebody see that's working, I'm going to try it too. Because I always say all the time when we have meetings, there's only 5 people that have ideas. Everybody else is watching. So the other people who are watching, they're going to be like, okay, let me see. Maybe I could do it this way, I could do it this way. So like they're definitely stepping on our toes. But I think because with us we have like a clean mindset, like whatever you do at this point, nothing can stop us.
Because they talk about Amapiano and Branch, right?
Yeah.
I would want to find out if there are some Ghanaian journalists, music journalists, that you are also looking to fully highlight.
That's terror right there.
Okay.
That's terror's question.
I mean, we actually do. Obviously, Amapiano and Branch, we don't play like Amapiano like the entire time. Okay. And then also there's Afrofuture, there's Culture Beat Jam. We definitely infuse like other music genres in there. Or maybe, I don't know if I've answered your question, or you mean to say, do we have another
like
product?
Yeah.
That would be, let's say, High Life, Branch.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, it's something we can think about.
It's actually a bad idea.
Like,
He's only started.
How that brunch brought you by 3 Music?
You can give me my cards. Oh, he said brought to you by 3 Music.
Yeah, do a collaboration. Let's do it.
It'll be a good thing.
Actually, that was slap though.
Management is listening.
Yeah.
Somewhere up the hills.
Yeah.
That would be good.
Some up type thing.
Please, my cat is
actually
30%.
That's not a bad idea.
That's not a bad idea.
My cat is 30%.
30% will be company.
Yeah, but standard is 10%.
Exactly.
It's fine. Let's make it 20.
For what?
For their suggestion.
That's not a bad idea.
It will be good.
Yeah.
It'll be good. Let's do it.
Now, the African market might seem united, but we have challenges, like you rightly said. Traveling within Africa in itself is almost bloody expensive. To Tanzania, I'm very certain that you'll probably pay more than $1,000 to just get to Tanzania.
Yeah.
Probably
like 700.
Okay, on a good day.
Buy the ticket early,
on a good day, we have less direct flights to the countries. It's the route is so lengthy. We had our own little experience in Malawi, and Chale, before you go, you sleep over, you wait. This Chale is just a lengthy, boring trip just to go to Malawi that you could have done in a couple of hours. It's probably a whole overnight stay. These things, do they in any way impede your vision for having these collaborations and having these Pan-African flow of traffic to help people be able to move around, to fly into Liberia to go have the experience and all these things. And again, the perception of these countries being third world.
Yeah.
Does it really in any way hinder the experience that I hear that they're in Zanzibar? Oh, but is Tanzania really what they say it is?
I mean, it's part of the experience. And then to be fair, Ghana, we're very lucky. Because, like, good example, when we was going to Senegal, before last year we went to Senegal, it's like a direct flight from Kenny Airways from Accra to Dakar, direct. But now they changed the route. I think it's not even flying anymore. But think about it this way and this way. I think this is when it comes to like packaging. We're not packaging Ghana correctly because from here, I could go to South Africa direct, Rwanda direct, Ethiopia direct, Egypt direct, Morocco direct, London direct, America direct, Paris direct, Amsterdam direct. But we're not packaging it. The reason why I'm saying that because if we say like, okay, we're the center of the world, we are. And from here to Morocco, I think 4.5, 5 hours. From here to Senegal, it's another 2 hours, 3 hours. From here to Rwanda is about 5 hours, and to the UK, I think 6.
6, yeah.
To America, 9.
Yeah.
But we don't have an airline.
Sad.
That's great packaging right there. Like boom, from Accra or from Ghana, you can connect anywhere in the world. Boom.
Yeah. But that's not being sold.
Yeah, but I think traveling within Africa is difficult. But one thing I think I have noticed personally when we're going to the other African countries is, like, if you want to, let's say, travel around Southern Africa, just fly to South Africa, and then within there, you connect to the other, to East Africa, maybe to Rwanda, Kenya, or Ethiopia. Even Ethiopia, I think, is even easier because there's multiple flights and whatnot. But it definitely is
Have
difficult.
you sold this idea of flying from Accra to all these places to anyone to pick up? Because I mean, like you're saying, it's nobody's doing it. Nobody feels like it is their responsibility to do these things. So it's all left on the private sector to try and now create all these experiences on your. And I was coming to the conversation on funding. This must be pardon me for want of a better expression, the dumbest move that you can plunge your head in, but hope for the best.
Hope for the best.
Investing so much in this, what are you looking for at the end? Because this is not 100 cities. You understand? You flew to Morocco for a couple of days to just learn and understand the culture. You are checking all these other countries out just to be able to, and you're not being enabled by any government or any. We don't even have the money to enable any creator.
I mean, I think to be fair, it is expensive, and everybody always say like government is giving us money. Nobody's giving us any money. We're doing everything ourselves. And like right from here, as soon as I leave, I'm going to work. I'm going to go sell some chicken, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's okay. Like the reason why I'm saying that, like I think just last week, Rhythms and Brunch had an event in Kigali and everything. Ran wherever I texted them like, good job, guys. But at the end of the day, it's helping Ghanaians overall. So even if we're suffering and then we're opening the way for other people, I think it's okay. Because we could do the legwork. Other people could take the credit. It's fine. Because at the end of the day, the bigger picture for us is to promote Ghana and Africa. So first promote your country, then think about the rest.
Do you get? Yeah, they get.
Sorry.
Everybody think we have a Jesus complex.
So if you creators themselves, when you tell the creator that, hey, I've got a gig in the UK, visa, hey, there's that instant excitement. I want to go. Do you get the same if you tell a creator here that, you know what, I'm taking you to a Senegal or Gambia? Do you get that vibe as well, or you feel that we are already looking down on ourselves?
No, I don't think we're looking down. Like another example, like for BAL this year, we had Kim Promise. We spoke to him. He was excited. Came through, did a fabulous job.
Fantastic job.
Fabulous. And then the BAL actually invited him again to come to the finals. So I think it depends on the individual person. Because Kim Promise, we've been working with him since 2017 when we first started the festival. But if the person gets the bigger picture and the team gets the bigger picture, we go move forward. But some people, like you said, visa, they'll bring like 4, 5, 6, 7 different people. They're not part of the group, but they want them to go.
Lenny, I'm sorry. So this brings about now, you see for Kim Promise, for example, you've worked with him for. Now, I want to understand your working relationship with creators. Do they overbill? Are they visionaries to understand where you are headed to? Because there's always, listen, as a media house, there's always that conversation.
Yeah.
We here, for example, try consistently to develop an A&R team that is constantly trying to create good relationship with our talents. That's just us. But in a grand scale, media houses and artists and event organizers and artists are always at loggerheads dealing with something.
We should be working together.
The thing is, we have to work together. Plus, we also, in the Bible, it says something. You deal with people according to the knowledge you have of them.
Amen.
And
I'm seeing you different now, bro.
And here's where I've been a rapper before. I've been an artist before.
Yeah.
I've been an executive. I've been a manager before. Now I'm working in events. So I've worked in like the different, departments. So I kind of have like a good understanding of where everybody's coming from. Now, you've been doing this for like years, right? So you probably have some level of formal training. A lot of these artists don't have any formal training. Most of the artists we have, even their managers, for example, the industry isn't ripe enough to even have like professional managers. Very often than not, when you start out, it's your friend or your brother who really believes in you, maybe has like, a university degree, so can read and understand things a little bit, and maybe has done some form of like sales and marketing, so can do pitches and write a pitch deck. So that's how it starts, and everybody learns on the job. The truth is, sometimes they are not able to see the vision clearly and then see really, really far.
Because it's a different terrain. So maybe you may hear an artist of your caliber and maybe, let's say, in another African country is charging, let's say, this amount. Or maybe that artist was paid this amount, right? But the thing is, you also have to understand, like, it's a matter of, like, it's demand. Maybe that artist in their area or wherever they are, shouts to someone like Kweku Smoke, had a phenomenal year last year.
Yeah.
If you're booking him in Accra or somewhere, right now, because there is demand, you know that people are going to show up for him. But maybe one hit song somewhere, but it doesn't mean that people are going to show up for you. So there are a lot of things that need to be learned and then unlearned. And in dealing with like the artists, sometimes both sides have to, like, we have a role to play. Because we need to be.
How about your brand and these talents? How has it been? Are they tough on you or?
We have Khadija, so we have no problem.
I like that. Khadija, go and get it.
We have Khadija. She does a very good job. Khadija, Tara, and Rama, they're not the problem with the talent. So, but I think everything's about relationship and knowing the value of the artist. So you can't try and lowball anyone. There's negotiation. So if they say one and then they want two, let's try and meet in the middle if there's a budget constraints and whatnot.
You brought Berna. Lenny, I'm so sorry. You
2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
3.
No, was it 3 years ago?
2022.
Tough.
Oh, yeah.
The engagement as well.
It was very, 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 very tough. But I think it was tough. But I think that year, because I was going through the branding and everything, and then with Berna's team, I think it was very tough, but that made the company stronger. So now nothing. Anything anybody say, we've seen everything.
Would you say that was a necessary tough? Because I remember being there, and I told you guys, right? Ira Star fell. Was it the day before or earlier that day?
It was
the day before, right? So I realized that before Berna came on stage, his mom made sure the stage was cleaned. She came to do the checks and all of that. That's why I'm asking if it's a necessary tough. Do you think that having Berna at Afrofuture has also now sharpened, your
but that's the stage thing she did. It was nothing. It was behind the scenes.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we saw. So that's what we saw.
Yeah, but that one wasn't nothing. But it definitely has made us tough. Not that specific scenario, but things that happened before the show and things like that. But I mean, before I'll get angry and speak about it, but it's no need. But it's made the company strong,
right?
So now, like, anything that comes our way.
You can test
feels
it easily.
almost as if every time you organize the event, you learn, like you pick some learnings from there, and then you make it, give a better experience the next one.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
Will Ben not be
how is
coming
that
back?
working for you though?
No.
To Afrofuture in the future.
Who knows?
Okay.
But not this year.
Okay.
It's expensive. And we will sing the song. We will just sing the song here like that. We are cool. I will just so let me just flip back to the sporting again. So I just wanted to know what you're going to be doing now in that space. Like the next couple. You've mentioned 28, 29 for Afrofuture. Anything in that basketball, the sports space?
The basketball. We have basketball on December 27th.
Okay.
At Bochum Buxton Arena.
Ooh. Okay.
We're going back. We're going to do what we did last year again.
Okay.
So we are calling all the ballers.
All the ballers pull up.
All the ballers pull up.
The University of Ghana Legon has got a basketball league that's they play on Sundays. We chance upon it, and it's amazing. The ballers, they are just, and I was so impressed.
Yeah.
You know, for a split second I was like, wait, this looks so international.
Yeah.
Minus the green grass in the back, there's a bit of the bush and the fence.
But I think GIS has it done summer too. Even before I used to play even at UPS. I don't know if the guys are still there.
They're still
UPS
there.
as well too.
You are just but a few of the people in the space that are daring to do this. Which other persons can you proudly appreciate their collaborations with you guys that are also in the space doing the same thing in terms of whichever part of the culture, whether it's food, whether it's fashion, whether it's that you comfortably collaborate with?
I mean everybody, because there's so many people. We might miss some, but one person, to be honest, the guy, he's very interested in chocolate.
Oh, quick.
Everywhere. You would think like everywhere he's there, and like he's doing a very, very good job with that. Like he's going there, taking measurements of people, like making clothes with both brands and everything. I think with chocolate, everywhere.
What does it take to? You see, I see you guys as a certain affluent brand that still is able to give back to the masses.
Yeah.
That's how I see you guys. So, and of course, I mean, sometimes pricing will determine who can.
Let me tell. Even with the pricing, right?
Okay.
Let me tell you with the pricing.
Yeah.
So you see, the pricing is not even our fault. So what we usually do is we have a reduction, even 80% tickets is cheaper for Ghanaians. But what our fellow Ghanaians will do is they'll buy the tickets at the cheaper and resell it at the prices that we're selling for the outsiders. That's the main thing. So it's something that we're trying to fix, how we can control it. That's the reason why. But we're not trying to price anybody out. Like for an example, the first time we did the festival 2017 at Polo Club.
Yeah.
That time we used to put the posters on my car and we was driving around, and it was a guy in Medina who just made the curve at Zonga Junction, and like 3 of them, and they stopped the car. I'm like, why did they stop the car? And then one of them knocked on the window, and Abdul was sitting there, and we rolled the windows down. And then the guy was like, I want to come. So I'm like, what are you talking about? But I forgot that the poster was in the back of my car. The guy's a millionaire now. We gave them all 2 tickets each free to the festival. He came to the festival. He met someone from Canada that wanted to export shea butter. Simple.
Wow.
Yeah. So we do give tickets away and whatnot.
Success story right there.
We do give tickets away to different people and everything like that. So it's not, we always say it's not about the money, it's about the people, because with that free ticket that we gave them, it was 3 people, gave them 2 tickets each, 6. The guys now has an employee of like 37 or something like that.
Okay,
just for a free ticket that was 50
cities. Let me take you to the
cities.
gutters for a bit and just ask you this slightly tough one. So based on this, you have set a certain brand, and a value that you offer, kind of people who can come for this event and understand what you're doing. However, there's also another chunk of Ghanaians who don't get to attend such festivals because of costs.
Yeah.
Do you have products that would speak to those spaces in any way? And dare I say, for example, there's a stage sound light activation at a certain 3rd graded community in the country. And equally, people also want to have a December, and chill. Do you have products in that space? Or is there a reason why you don't create in that space? There's a bit of a gutter and a dirty question, right?
No. I think it's something that we could do better on. But let me do this. Let me throw it right back at you.
Okay.
So with that, maybe the network can help us with that. So maybe in that case, let's say we give the station 300 tickets free. 300 or 500 tickets. Give it to those individuals, because the main thing is like we want more people to come. The more people will come, and then you see something different, then it broaden your horizon. I'm not saying just because you come to our festival, your whole life is going to change, but you never know who you're going to meet, because you could be from, like you said, the gutters, or somebody who's from the UK and anything like that. But if we meet and we connect.
We should look at that. I know it's a difficult, because there's also the business. In as much as you want to give back to the community, there's also a business in there that at least you want to break even, or make something back out of it. So it isn't that easy to be able to say that anybody and everybody can attend such functions. But I've always said that the Christmas in Ghana, not even December, the Christmas in Ghana for a very long time has seen to be. Not a very long time. In recent times, has seen to be that for those who can afford to really go for the experiences. Yeah. But there is a whole new, or there are so many other people who may not have $100 or $80.
Cities, please. Cities.
The reason I said that, the reason I'm saying that.
City equivalent.
Okay, all right. I agree. I take back my dollar. Who do not have 1,500 CDs or 800 CDs to purchase a ticket, but equally might want to see a burner.
Yeah.
What do we do? What are we as creators doing in those spaces for them to also have an experience or December? And it's an Accra-centered conversation. I'm saying this because, for example, we are in Accra this weekend on a media engagement to try and shed spotlight, people as well. Listen to the concerns. It's been an Accra conversation for a very lengthy time.
But you guys are doing a good job, though. Again, like I said, collaborations, right? I personally like watch parties. I'm not even gonna lie. I love watch parties. Because I can't be everywhere at the same time. Sometimes I'm like a little too tired. I don't want to be in the midst of people, but I also want to experience and see the experience. Just a few days, I was watching like the NBA finals in the comfort of my home. But I still witnessed it. Although I wasn't there physically, I could tell I had a feel of, everything. So maybe we could collaborate. I don't know. Yeah. You
we'll love to hear the next Afrofuture in
we could do different things. Like the possibilities are like endless.
Because you speak on collaborations and experiences and the possibility of all of these people also enjoying the experience. One thing that people talk about a lot as well when we come to such large gatherings is internet connectivity, right? Sometimes it gets so stressful. I mean, also I think that is another form of free, quote unquote, free advertisement for you if someone is able to post on whatever their experience is at the event and all of that. Is that also another thing that you are focusing on, just to make sure that beyond the experience that we are getting with the music and with the entire festival, there's also like a seamless flow of I want to snap, or I want to send this to my friend, location, all of those things. There's a hitch.
It's definitely a hitch. And then shout out to a lot of the telcos. They actually always reach out, like they want to bring I'm not mentioning no name because they didn't pay.
Yeah, that's okay.
They want to bring the towers and everything. So I think it's something that we need to still work on, to be honest. I think, to be fair, it makes very much sense, because sometimes you're trying to post something and just buffering
for a long time or forever. Like you literally have to leave the space before you are able to do anything.
So if the telcos are listening, bring some money to 3FM so that 3 Music, so that we can have better connectivity.
So what's this funk sauce? Mind telling me about it? Music
Wagwan,
my youth.
Fully, how do you not know Wagwan?
Wagwan, my youth. Everything cool, everything nice.
No, I didn't see. I'm trying to see. Oh, Wagwan. No, I thought it was a V, so I thought it was a Wagwan. I didn't see it properly.
Pardon me. Maybe you see.
Pardon me. Chill.
I probably need to take that from you.
Jim is shocked. He can't even talk.
I can't. I'm speechless.
So there's an Afrofuture song. It's one of the projects that we are, again, like we said, collaborations. Working with like different artists. So I'll tell you a little story behind the song. So throughout like the different markets we worked in, we interacted with different artists, and some of which we made songs together with. One of them is Juno Kizigenza. He's a phenomenal artist from Rwanda, Kigali. And this song is like more like a dance pop. So we have some from South Africa, we have some from Kenya. We have some songs from Morocco, like from the different countries we've been. So it's the same thing.
A mix
so
of all
bridging
these.
the gap.
Yes,
exactly.
Well,
So,
we will be wrapping up the show with that jam in the background. You can just watch us dance, and then whilst you enjoy the music, I like that. And again, I did also. We also took a trip to Malawi, and then I did appreciate a lot of things. You know, there are artists. There are really good artists there, and it's just because we are in so many different borders. There's South Africa, there's East Africa, Central Africa. We don't even cross borders, you know, in any way.
There are so many great artists. Shouts to one of my favorites, Amadeus. I think he's in Senegal. Like his performance was
crazy.
Shouts to Kivumbi King, Kigali. Shouts to
Kid Kigali.
Like Focalistic, Chico, Bassi,
plugging ourselves across, you know,
El Gran Toto. Like these people are crazy, and yeah, I know that name, right? That El name.
Toto. He's the biggest artist in Morocco.
Jay, you have to be
very good. El Gran Toto is the biggest artist in Morocco.
Okay. El Gran.
Right.
So these are great artists, and you know what's funny? Thing is, all these artists are looking to collaborate with West African artists. That's the surprising thing. They just don't know how. And because we are also kind of like focused on, obviously when it comes to music, you mentioned Ghana, you mentioned Nigeria, you mentioned South Africa, maybe Tanzania, Kenya, thereabout, right? And then the rest of Africa is like everybody kind of forgets about them. But trust me, they have like really, 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 really great artists. One of my favorite movies, Moneyball.
Okay.
Right? If you're listening to me and you haven't watched it, just watch it. Whatever you learn, extrapolate it and then put it into whatever it is that you are doing. It will make so much sense. And if you're an artist, and this is like, because I work in music, I'm just giving like free hack. Right? It's something I've done with my artists before and it's worked. If you're an artist and you want to blow and you're starting out, maybe just reach out to 2 new artists in different countries like each month. Release a song like every other week, every 2 weeks with like different artists. What you're going to realize by the end of the year is that your numbers would have really gone up and you would have had like a really huge fan base.
Right.
Even just online for people just listening. And usually that's how it works. Music is like an exponential game. So 1 times, 2 times 2, 4, then it grows exponentially. So if you're looking to work with some of these artists that we've mentioned, Senegal, Rwanda, South Africa, Morocco,
Egypt.
If you're listening, you know me, just hit me up. Like, bro, they are ready to work.
You pluck them.
Ready to
Speaking
work.
of that, so what's your handle in case somebody wants to DM you right now? Because I know
my handle Teemo Selector, TEEMOSELEKTA.
Yeah,
it's the same everywhere.
Kenny, do you post?
I post.
Kenny post. He's posted this morning.
I even posted a flyer last night.
Okay, yeah.
Kenny AGY on all social media. Don't forget to follow the company page, Afrofuture Culture Management Group.
Yeah,
I'm a piano and brunch. Yeah, so many different pages.
And then also, don't forget to follow like our label and our distribution.
Yeah,
this Continent the Continent Live. So
Continent Live.
I'm head of music for the Continent Live. Yeah, we work with Khadija.
Is it the
Roland.
Continent Live or Continent Live?
The Continent Live.
Okay.
Yeah, the Continent Live. We are doing amazing things out there.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Thank you guys so much. Again, this is a very beautiful studio.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, we want to grow in other African countries. We're looking for investors. So
let's move it together.
Yeah, let's move together.